Hey, I tell you, we appreciate you coming out and supporting the Rivertown Bluegrass Society. On behalf of the Rivertown Bluegrass Society, I am Thomas Lilly, and I welcome you and thank you for coming out this afternoon to our May 2019 Bluegrass Concert. We have a great lineup for you this afternoon. We have the Southern Gentlemen all the way from Martinsville, Virginia. I tell you, this band has been with us several times before. We've always enjoyed them. We're excited they're back with us tonight as well. And we have the Aynortowne Bluegrass Band with us, backing up with some of our local talent here from the surrounding areas. I tell you, we've been enjoying this for the last several months. Different folks taking the mic and expressing their talents, and we appreciate them so much. And we thank you guys for coming out and supporting the Rivertown Bluegrass Society every month. How many? I'm just curious. How many here are members of the Rivertown Bluegrass Society? Will you raise your hands? Members of the Rivertown Bluegrass Society. Okay, this foundation, this Rivertown Bluegrass Society does not belong to us. It belongs to the members of the Rivertown Bluegrass Society. We appreciate you so much for being so faithful, so faithful. But on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Rivertown Bluegrass Society, we are excited that we're here tonight and you're here with us, and we have never started a concert without first and foremost going to the Lord in prayer, and we certainly want to continue with that tonight. And I'm honored to ask a good friend of mine, Brother Mike Marsh, with the Marsh Brothers is on stage tonight, helping out with the Aynortowne Bluegrass Band, and I've asked him if he would lead us off in prayer, and we'll ask Roger Black then to announce the band. Mike Marsh.
All right, if you're coming in, we'll wait till you get set. We're going to have prayer. Yes, Lord, please do stand. Let us pray now. Father God, we ask that you would just bend your ear, Lord, towards us, so that you can hear tonight what we have to say. Lord, we ask you to bless this society, Lord, that it would continue to grow and just be something that would be positive in our country and in our community, Lord. Lord, we ask that you would bless each and every one that's come up here tonight and going to play and donate their time, Lord. And Lord, we ask that you would just bless them. And those that are sitting in the audience, Lord, those that are listening, we pray that you would give them the ears to hear, Lord, and enjoy what's been done. Lord, we ask a special blessing upon the sound man and everybody that's involved, Lord. Those people out there in the audience, we thank you for them, and we thank you for those people working the tables and overworking the food, Lord, tonight. Lord, we ask that you just watch over us and keep us safe. Forgive us of our sins. In Jesus Christ's name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. How's everybody doing tonight? Doing okay? Good. I'm glad. Good to see you. I missed last month's show. I understand you had a pretty good little crowd. We had a good time, but I wasn't here. I was busy up in Kentucky buying a house last month whenever we had this show. So anyway, we thank you for coming out and being this way. Are you ready for some bluegrass? Wait a minute. Both of you are ready for some bluegrass. Come on. Are you ready for some bluegrass? All right, that's better. Ladies and gentlemen, we're got on this stage right now, we've got Aynortowne Bluegrass. They're certainly no stranger to this stage. They're our house band. We're proud to call them one of our own right here at Rivertown Bluegrass Society. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's Aynortowne Bluegrass.
You tell me, darling, that it's over. Why you're leaving, I can't see. They told you lies you believe. It ain't right, 'cause God gave you to me. I walk the floor, sweetheart, and wonder if you'd found somebody new. And will they always make you happy and love you, darling, like I do? I'll walk the floor, sweetheart, and wonder if you'd found somebody new. And will they always make you happy and love you, darling, like I do? And love you, darling, like I do.
Y'all ready? What's the first word to that? That'll work.
Many lonely nights I've traveled far across this barren land, thinking of that peaceful village where everyone strode hand in hand. Darling, do you really love me? Are you the girl I used to know? Something's happened to you, darling, but it pleases me to know. Life is sweet while love is blue, run like the wild rose on the hill. But when lovers part forever, where it is no one can tell. Darling, do you really love me? Are you the girl I used to know? Something's happened to you, darling, but it pleases me to know. When our journey here is ended and this life on earth is done, we'll be sweethearts up in heaven. For me, I know you are the one. Darling, do you really love me? Are you the girl I used to know? Something's happened to you, darling, but it pleases Darling, do you really love me? Are you the girl I used to know? Something's happened to you, darling, but it pleases me to know.
Thank y'all.
All right, that's Aynortowne Bluegrass, our house band. They do this every month. Not doing it next month, though. I think the End of the Road Bluegrass Band's doing it next month. They're going to be the house band, and Aynortowne's going to be the main band next month, the way I understand it. So anyway, hey, I just want to say one thing. You all probably noticed that Blake Marlowe is not here tonight, and Mike Morris has graciously stepped in to play the banjo with the Aynortowne Bluegrass. But Blake had a death in the family last night, so I'm sure the family could use your prayers and all. But they did. Hey, I just want. How many of you came down to the Bluegrass Festival at the KOA campground this last week? All right, good deal. And everything. We had a good time. Didn't we have a good time? Yeah, we had a good time. Well, I tell you what, that Carolina Blue put on a show Friday night, didn't they? Yeah. Well, I tell you what they did. Yeah, go ahead, give them a big hand. But I tell you what, the ones I want to brag on tonight are our local bands. I tell you what, because all three of our local bands, Aynortowne Bluegrass and the End of the Road Bluegrass Band and the Morris Brothers, all three of them just totally knocked the socks off it. And everything. They just did an incredible job and everything. We appreciate them coming down there and doing that. And we hear rumor we're possibly going to do it again next year. So anyway, so hey, we got come on out, Dr. Jeff. We got a gentleman here, affectionately known around here as Dr. Jeff, comes up here pretty regular for a show and does a couple of songs. He's a honest to goodness real live doctor that saves lives and things like that. So,
if I go that far.
and and one of the few doctors that's actually right with God and plays bluegrass. So anyway, we're glad to see him come up when he comes, and we appreciate that. So he's going to play a couple of songs. Going to do two. We're going to do a couple of songs. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Jeff.
Hey, I'm sure you've heard it said that no bluegrass show is complete unless you do one song from each of the categories in this order: courting, drinking, heartbreak, murder, prison, and salvation. So we're going to do one from the prison category. Get over your side, brother.
About tap your feet right there about how you want it.
Singer, gonna sing no song. Tell the warden I ain't done wrong. It's mine made up, it's gonna stay that way. Got 99 years for one dark day. Crime and 99 years for one dark day. So we'll go from from prison to redemption. That's how the order goes in.
Was that even a song?
I wonder, so ain't
Yep. I'll try that. G. All right, y'all ready?
Wonder so aimless a life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. But then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow in sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Just like a blind man, I wandered along. Worries and fears I kept for my own. Then like a blind man that God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow in sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I was a fool to wander and stray. Straight is a path and narrow the way. Now I have traded the wrong for the right. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light.
All right, that was Dr. Jeff from down in Charleston. Appreciate that. I'm going to let Aynortowne do about 3 more, and then we're going to get the next act up.
Getting eight?
Yeah.
Hey?
Hey, it is. Go ahead, brother. It's a time, son. It's a time. We had the opportunity this morning to play over at the Hebron United Methodist Church. They're trying to get that church started, and we had us a good time there today. So this is our second event for the day. So we kind of sweated it out this morning, but they had a good little turnout. They're trying to put a new roof on the church. So anytime we get a chance to help out with a program like that, we always we'll always try to do the best that we can. And I guess while we got a second, I just want to thank Mike for stepping in with us and filling in with us. I told him, I said, it takes half of the Morris brothers to equal 3/4 of Aynortowne.
Here we go. And now he's treating me like a tourist.
Anyway, we're gonna sing one for you. This is an old one called the Blue Ridge Cabin Home.
There's a well-beaten path on this old mountainside where I wandered, where I was alone. There I wandered alone to the place I call home in those Blue Ridge hills far away. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia. In those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home. Now my thoughts wander back to the ramshackle shack in those Blue Ridge hills far away. There my mother and dad are laid there to rest. They're sleeping in peace together there. Oh, I love those hills of Virginia. In those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home. Then I turned to that old mountain home with a sigh. I've been longing for days gone by. When I die, won't you bury me on that old mountainside? Make my resting place upon the hill so high. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia. In those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain far away to my Blue Ridge mountain home. Far away to my Blue Ridge mountain home.
Cool, all right. All right, we're gonna do you a gospel song here now. This is one that people kind of ask me to sing a lot, and I hope y'all get something out of it. I'm not sure if we did it last month or not. We try to mix it up a little bit. We're gonna do this one for you. It's called "He's the Man I'm Looking For."
If you see a man in sandals, please send him down my way. It might be my master, you know he's coming back someday. If you see a man dressed in white like no one you've seen before, won't you let me know, 'cause that's the man I'm looking for. And if you can remember, ask him what's his name. And if he tells you Jesus, tell him we're so glad you came. Tell him you know someone that still calls him Lord. Then send him on to me, 'cause that's the man I'm looking for. Love glow on don't shut your door. Just send him on to me, 'cause that's the man I'm looking for. And if you can remember, ask him what's his name. And if he tells you Jesus, tell him we're so glad you came. Tell him you know someone that still calls him Lord, and send him on to me, 'cause that's the man I'm looking for. Tell him you know someone that still calls him Lord, then send him on to me, 'cause that's the man I'm looking for. Thank y'all. Okay, we've got 9 minutes. Let's give it to Julian, or that would be good too. Okay, that'd be good too.
All right. Hey, I want to tell you something. You know, you don't get a chance to talk with these guys much because I'm always with the other crowd, you know. But I can't remember Nick as a baby because I never held him. But this one, I've changed his diaper. Huh? Guys, I'm telling you, the influence that bluegrass music has starts when you're little. His mom and his mother and my wife was pretty much best friends. They've kind of got away from each other now because we all have families and everything, and got our own busy worlds. But I like to tell that because Hunter and Nick and these boys right here have grown up to be superb musicians. And it's passed from guys like Mickey and Joe Wayne Hudson and all these other guys that are in front of them that are passing stuff down. Okay, and I just think they do a good job, and I'm proud of them. And I know the little girl in the front row house, and she sings too, and she's a beautiful singer, and not only is she beautiful, but she's a beautiful singer. So they're carrying on what we do, you know, and it's important to us. So anyway, I'm gonna try to sing you one. They may not want me to, but anyway.
Sing it.
I'm gonna try. If I can get them to help me. Try a little bit of Julianne. Gotta be. Will you be here in the morning when the rooster starts to crow? Will my fears be all uncaught for Julianne? I gotta know. Dress yourself in silk and satin, put some ribbons in your hair. Don't say you're gonna leave me, it's more than I can bear. Go and have your night dancing if you like those country songs. But when all fun is over, Julianne, come on home. Julianne, you know I love you. I can't live my life alone. Is there some way I can please you? Tell me what will keep Don't say you're gonna leave me, it's more than I can bear. Go and have your night of dancing if you like those country songs. But when all fun is over, Julianne, come on home. Dress yourself in silk and satin, put some ribbons in your hair. Don't say you're gonna leave me, it's more than I can bear. Go and have your night of dancing if you like those country songs. But when all fun is over, Julianne, come on home.
Yeah. Hey.
It's Aynortowne Bluegrass with the help of Mike Morris. You know, I tell you what. All right, I tell you what. We got the next guy. Come on out, Joe. Everybody having a good time? Yeah, there ain't many of us, so the ones that are out there are going to have to make twice as much noise, okay? So are you having a good time? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, boy, we'll sound like a crowd of 500 before you know it, you know. Anyway, this next gentleman getting ready to come up here for, I'm proud to be able to call him one of the best friends I've got in the entire world. And I get the privilege of hanging out with him and his band on Monday nights a lot of times, and we just have a great time. But he's Joe Hudson is one of the best men I know. He's one of the best Christians I know and one of the best friends I've ever had. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Joe Hudson.
Oh, thank you, Roger. You wrote that just like I told you to.
Oh, mercy.
I was talking about these young boys down here a while ago. I've been knowing him. I guess Hunter was probably born when Mike and I met.
Yeah. I think we counted up, it was 37 years?
Was it that long? Holy moly.
30?
We ain't got much time left. We better go ahead and play some music. Gonna do you a little bit of Take This Hammer. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Tell him I'm gone, tell him I'm gone. Well, I don't want your coat and shackles. I don't want your coat and shackles. Well, I don't want your coat and shackles. You hurt my legs, you hurt my legs. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Tell him I'm gone, just tell him I'm gone. Well, if he asks you, was I running? If he asks you, was I running? If he asks you, was I running? Tell him I'm flying, just tell him I'm flying. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Take this hammer, catch it, captain. Tell him I'm gone, just tell him I'm gone. If he asks you, was I laughing? If he asks you, was I laughing? If he asks excuse our laughing. Tell him I'm crying. You tell him I'm crying. Take this hammer, carry it to the captain. Take this hammer, carry it to the captain. Take this hammer, carry it to the captain. Tell him I'm gone. Just tell him I'm gone. All right. Thank y'all.
So the first time I ever met Joe, I moved here. I got out of the Navy, served my 4 years, and moved here in 1984. And so y'all can figure that up from there. 4th of July weekend, 1984. And so I'm riding up and down Surfside Boulevard right there, or Surftide right there where Joe's business is, on a motorcycle, with hair down to about right there, if you can imagine this. I had hair down about the middle of my back. I had a muscle shirt on, sweatpants, and tennis shoes.
That was back in the day, wasn't it?
It was.
We really did need that picture going through our mind.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hard
I
to
mean,
wear that
I'm just
muscle.
giving you on how far we've come in our lives since then. But I pulled up, and Joe had a crowd picking music out there, and I said, "Oh my Lord, I'm in the right place." And so I pulled up, put the kickstand down, turned sideways on my motorcycle, took my sunglasses off, and was acting cool, And I looked at the old boy picking the banjo, and I said, "Hey, Bo," I said, "You reckon I could just go ahead and tear one up on that thing?" He said, "Nope." I'll never forget it. I looked at him and I said, "How long y'all gonna be?" And he said, "Oh, I don't know, about an hour or so, a couple hours. We don't know yet." And I said, "Play until I get back." So I rode all the way to Surfside, Socastee, traded my motorcycle for the Camaro, threw the banjo in, drove all the way back up, and we've been friends ever since. So it's turned out to be a pretty good thing, man. I love this man like he's my brother.
It's been a good marriage, hasn't it, brother?
It has. What you gonna do? B? Well, that's where you start bluegrass.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what this is, a bluegrass show, isn't it?
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna take. Yeah.
And I love Mike the same. I was gonna get my ring back from him tonight, but since he said all those nice things, I'm gonna let him keep it. Hey, we were in the back a while ago, and there was having some discussion over what size caliber you'd have to kill an alligator. And they was discussing all kind of stuff like big rifles, them 243s and 357s, and they said, well, we were reading this story the other day that a lady down in Florida, her and her husband was walking around the pond, some pond down there. I don't remember exactly where that was at, but they were discussing their soon-to-be divorce. Well, that's what it said. I'm just saying what it said. And they were going over the insurance papers and how the property was going to be split up, when the divorce was finally finalized. And they came by. They guess they came by this bed where this alligator had these eggs, and he come a charging out. Where the lady, she had a concealed weapons permit like Mickey does back there, but she had a little T90 gun. She had a 25. So she shot her husband in the kneecap. See where I'm going now? I know. Yeah. And she got away. So, that size, and that took care of the divorce and all the settlement and all the lawyers. They didn't have to pay no more lawyers. So if anybody got a 25, you ought to be good to go with it if an alligator comes a charging out at you.
What are you doing?
We're going to do your love like a flower, as I told a love story. Now, don't burn it up because I'm getting old. It was long, long ago in the moonlight, as I sit on the banks of the stream, and you whispered so sweetly, I love you. springtime it blossoms so fair. In a fall when it withers away, well, they tell me that's the way of your love. Well, I remember the night, little darling, we were talking of days gone by, and you told me you always would love me, that your love for me would never die. Well, they tell me your love like flowers, in the springtime it blossoms so fair, in the fall when it withers away, yeah, they tell me that's the way of your love. It was spring when you whispered these words, dear. The flowers were blooming so fair. But today as the snow falls around us, I can see that your love's not there. Well, they tell me you love like flowers. In the springtime it blossoms so fair. In the fall when it withers away, yeah, they tell me that's the way of your love. Well, they tell me you love like flowers. In the springtime it blossoms so fair. In the fall when it withers away, yeah, they tell me that's the way of your love. And they tell me that's the way of your love. Thank y'all.
That's Mr. Joe Hudson. You know, I'm not sure how many jokes I've heard Joe tell over the years. I've heard him tell a lot of jokes over the years, and you know, we used to get over to like Bojangles and stuff like that. I remember some of you remember Cecil Anderson and everything like that. Cecil be sitting out there in the crowd, holler, "Joke!" Expecting Joe to tell a joke, but I've never heard him lay an egg like he just did. but anyway, we have a lot of fun. We get together, have a lot of fun. I want to tell you something. This is a true story. I know he was telling you a joke. This is a true story. It goes along the same lines as a joke he did. But how many of you ever been in Cage Cove up in the Smoky Mountains? You know, in the Smoky Mountain National Park, you've been in Cage Cove. Cage Cove is about an 11-mile loop that goes way back through a valley in between a couple of mountain ranges in Smoky Mountain National Park. And you get back down through there, and there's usually a lot of traffic. And if traffic ever stops, you know one of two things. You know, one thing has happened that somebody up front has either seen a bear or a deer. And everything. Whenever they see something, everybody stops. Everybody gets out of the car, runs up there where they're at to get a look at the deer or the bear. And I was, me and my wife was driving down through there one time. All the traffic was stopped, and I always let her drive. That way I can get out and run up there and take pictures and things like that. I got up there and run out there, and everybody's standing over there in this field looking at this bear laying there next to a tree. And I was just standing there taking some pictures of the bear and everything. And this older lady, I mean, I don't know how old she was. I'm guessing she was probably in her 80s, and I used to think that was old. But you know, after I got messing with bluegrass, I found out it's really not that old, since the average bluegrass fan is about 102 years old. But anyway, that little old lady, she walked up next to me. We stood there looking at that bear, and I was taking pictures. That lady looked at me and she says, "Does it not scare you being this close to that bear?" I said, "No, ma'am." She says, "It don't?" I said, "No, ma'am, don't scare me a bit in the world." She says, "Why don't that scare you?" And I looked at her and said, "Because I think I can outrun you." So she looked at me kind of funny and everything like that, but you know. Anyway, but that was a true story. I really did that. But anyway, hey, I'm going to let Aynortowne play 3 more songs, and we're going to get another one up here. Okay?
my heart with love. Some say give me silver, some say give me gold. I say give me Jesus to save my dying soul. Take this gospel trumpet and I'll begin to blow. I'll take this gospel trumpet and blow it wherever I go. I'm gonna die on the battlefield, I'm gonna die in the war. I'm gonna die on the battlefield with glory. I'm gonna die on the battlefield with glory in my soul.
You can tell we well rehearsed.
That Cherokee shuffle.
You gonna kick it up?
Yeah, huh?
Tear anything
I'm just gonna go right into it now.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready. when you cross the road, you be flat.
You used to say that thing in D, didn't you?
When I'm broken from the battle and I've lost another round, Satan whispers to my troubled mind, just lay your armor down. Where are those you've loved and trusted? Look around you, they're all gone. Would be easy to surrender when you're standing all alone. Then I bow my head in sadness as I ponder what to do. I've been in God's army for so long, and I've been a soldier true. Then I hear a voice from heaven saying, Pilgrim, it is I. Lift your head and take new courage, and turn your eyes towards the sky. Then I see a great band of angels camped all around me, and I see the captain rising up his challenge to me, and I know I'm safe from all harm when I'm touching Jesus. The battle is his, the victory is mine, and victory is sweet. Then I bow my head in sadness as I ponder what to do. I've been in God's army for so long, and I've been a soldier true. Then I hear a voice from heaven saying, Pilgrim, it is I. Lift your head and take new courage, and turn your eyes towards the sky. Then I see a great band of angels camped all around me, and I see the captain rising up his challenge to me, and I know I'm safe from all harm when I'm touching Jesus. The battle is his, the victory is mine, and victory is sweet.
That's Mike's signature song, and I don't think I've ever seen him do it without crying halfway through it and all, but it's certainly one of the most touching songs I've ever heard in my life, and he always does just a really, really good job with it and all. And those of you who've seen the Morris Brothers do it, you know, I tell you what, it's just a blessing. I tell you what, if you don't know Jesus as your Savior, you're missing out. That's right, you're missing out. you know. But anyway, all right. Hey, this next couple of guys, come on out, Jim and Earl. This next couple guys, they come here just about every month too. They don't miss many and everything. But this is Earl James and Jim Bigelow. And I for some reason I have a hard time saying both those names together. Not really sure why, but I've decided I'm gonna start calling them the Earls of Bigelow or something like that. No, but well, you've got the Earls of Leicester, so I'm gonna start calling them guys the Earls of Bigelow. But anyway, they always do a great job. Listen, if you've got a church or a nursing home or something like that, you'd like to have some guys come by and do some singing, just get in touch with these guys after the show, and I'm sure they'll be glad to come on over and be a blessing to your folks.
Need to grow somewhere. I need a shrink.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Earl James and Jim Bigelow.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Real good singing tonight, isn't it?
No, y'all go ahead and do your thing right there.
There's a cabin in the pines in the hills of old Carolina, and a blue-eyed girl is waiting there for me. I'll be going back someday, and from her I'll never stray. In the cabin in the hills of old Carolina. Oh, the cabin in the shadows of the pines, and that blue-eyed girl way down in Carolina. Someday she'll be my wife, and we'll live a happy life in the cabin in the hills of old Carolina. I have packed in my grip for that long old trip back to the hills of Carolina. I want to see that blue-eyed girl, she's sweetest in the world, and the cabin in the hills of old Carolina. Oh, the cabin in the shadows of the pines, and that blue-eyed girl way down in Carolina. Someday she'll be my wife, and we'll live a happy life in the cabin in the hills of old Carolina. It's late at night, and the moon is shining bright, and the whippoorwill is calling from the hills. Then I'll tell her of my love, neath that moon and stars above, how I love her now and always will. Oh, the cabin in the shadows of the pines, and that blue-eyed girl way down in Carolina. Someday she'll be my wife, and we'll live a happy life in the cabin in the hills of old Carolina. Well, someday she'll be my wife, and we'll live a happy life in the cabin in the hills of old Carolina. Thank you.
It's an old song. I sing a lot, but I got a request for it. It's going down there. I'm on YouTube tonight. It's going down to Canton, Alabama. That's, my niece and they had a lot of sickness in their family, and this is one of their favorite songs. So we're going to send it out special for them tonight. So I hope you'll enjoy it. On the wings of a snow-white dove sends down his pure, sweet love, a sign from above. On the wings of a dove. Now when troubles surround us and evil comes, the body grows weak, but the spirit grows numb. When these things beset us, he doesn't forget them. He sends down his love on the wings of a dove. Now Noah had drifted in the flood many days. He searched for the land, oh, in various ways. Now troubles he had some, but he wasn't forgotten. He sent down his love on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow-white dove. Sends down his pure, sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. Now when Jesus went down through the water that day, he was baptized in the old-fashioned way. When it was done, God blessed his son. He sent him his love on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow-white dove. Sends down his pure, sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. Yes, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. This is a pretty little song, and you might say, well, it's a cemetery song, but it doesn't make any difference. It's still a pretty song, and if we all got the Lord in our hearts, one day we're going to be looking to go up there with him, and so y'all pray for me. There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight, shining down on us, glorious and bright. I'm gonna miss you every day, but I know you are right. There's a brand new star shining brightly in heaven tonight. There's a pierce in my heart, finally moving on, a self-like conscience that sings my song. There'll be no more suffering, there'll be no more fight. You have won that glorious fight. There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight, shining down on us, glorious and bright. Well, I'm gonna miss you every day, but I know who you are, right? There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight. is shining through. Speaks to my soul in a voice that sounds like you. Now when I lay down my head and gently close my eyes, there's a brand new star shining brightly in heaven tonight. Yes, a brand new star up in heaven tonight. And I thank you. I really appreciate you fellas here.
Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna let Aynortowne Bluegrass do one this time, and then we're gonna get Thomas Lilly up here to sing a few.
Uno?
Oh no, they don't do nothing. Let's go where you want to, son. Play something, Jay. I'm not the boss.
Pick something, Mike. If I get in which I will, if I can't, I can't.
Play something, Jet. Play something, Jet. Our new chord for tonight is Jet. We're on a jet.
What you gonna pick, Mike?
John Hart. Can you do that? How about dear old Dixie?
I can get in there with you on dear old Dixie, maybe.
Yours is right.
If you do it in A, I definitely can do Remnant Ride.
Let's do dear old Dixie. Can you do
I ain't
that?
done that in a while, but I feel it and figure it out. It's been a while. Don't blister me up too bad now.
Oh, you don't want to put a match under it, what you saying?
Go ahead. Because the faster you play, the less I got to put in.
See, the faster you play it, the faster it gets over with. I'm tuning. Chinese favorite, by the way. Tuning. This jumping around, banjo pickers don't like jumping around, man. They like set in our ways.
Well, y'all, we do appreciate y'all coming out and hearing us, and I'm gonna tell you that we appreciate Mike one more time, cause I called him at like
Early.
11:30 today.
I told him, I said, man, I'll have to get on a plane and fly down there, son. And so I did, and I got jet lag, and I was just kidding you. I just live in Ayner, so I didn't have to fly nowhere, so. But I was on the lawnmower and cutting, using the weed eater, so.
No, but I'm glad that he took time out of his day to come help us, and just give all these other fellas around me another big hand for what they do, and they do a good job.
You ready there, brother? Put a match under it?
Yeah, man, I had to save me Play it again, Mike.
Rivertown Bluegrass. One of the great things about my job is I get to talk about my friends. And this next man coming out, come on out, Thomas, is again, I say, one of my best friends. You know, I've been doing this for several years now, and again, Thomas Lilly is, he's one of the guys. If you take your dictionary out and look up the word friend, there'll be a picture of Thomas there, I believe. But Thomas, one of the best friends I've ever had in my life, one of the best men I've ever known, one of the best Christians I've ever known. And I tell you what, he is just a pure pleasure to be around. Anytime you're around him, he's just a joy. I mean, he's one of these people, whenever if you're having a bad day and you run into Thomas, he fixes it just like that. He fixes it just like that. So anyway, he's going to do. Hey, let's want to say one thing. Thomas, as most of you know, he writes songs, and he's got some CDs out. He's got one of his CDs out on a table back here in the back, and they're free. They're free. He wrote a lot of the songs on them, sings all of them, and all. But what Thomas is doing, he's giving them away. But he's asking you, if you would, to make a contribution, if you take one of them, to Rivertown Bluegrass Society. There's a jar there. Just drop whatever you feel like into it, and just help Rivertown Bluegrass Society out and all. And you're going to enjoy the CD. I've listened to it a few times and everything, and it's a great CD and everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thomas Lilly.
All righty. Thank you, Roger. Wow. But yeah, the CD that's on the table back there, that was my first 12 songs that I wrote. Of course, I've continued on to pen several songs, and this one right here that I'm fixing to do is one I wrote a few years back. And of course, Mother's Day is coming up tomorrow, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers, grandmothers, or whatever it might be. And we appreciate you so much, and I know that you've been a blessing to your family, and we just want to say from Rivertown Bluegrass Society, Happy Mother's Day to you. I hope we got time. But I just want to share a little bit about this song right here. I've done it numerous of times, and some of them think I might have wrote it about Mama. It's called God Chose a Rose. But actually, my wife's grandmother, who I love so dear, and she loved me, she fell one night up in age and in the bathtub and busted her spleen. She was bleeding out bad. And we took over to Conway Hospital. They done everything they could. They had the bag, putting blood in it. She bled out on the inside. It weren't looking good, so they sent her to the Medical University in Charleston. And it weren't good there either. We just knew that we was going to lose her. We just knew, all we could do was pray. And the wife and I, we went down to the flower shop downstairs, and where to sell gifts and stuff, and she had picked up this piece of tile, and it was, I don't know what the word said, but it's something about a flower, and all of a sudden, it hit me, about a rose. What a dear lady she was, but anyway, it just, and I knew in my heart, in about 3 days, we was going to have a funeral, and the song just kept building, and I'm like, wow, God just laid this thing on me, and but she didn't pass. He had a different plan. She came home, and one day I said, Grandmama, yeah, baby. I said, I wrote a song I was going to sing at your funeral. Did you? She got all excited, She said, but don't wait till I die where I can't hear it. I want to sing it. I want you to sing it for me. So I did. I sang it a cappella to her, and she loved it so much, but it's called God Chose a Rose. And I will tell you that she did pass some years later, and I was had the privilege to sing this at her funeral. God Chose a Rose. God looked down from heaven in search of a rose, found a dear lady with a beautiful glow. She had a heart so pure, a spirit of a dove. God sent special angels to pick her with love. It taught us so much to know wrong from right, to place God first and to pray every night. We'll never forget her for the love she showed. Dearest darling mother is now God's chosen rose. She's in heaven on high, lace white as her rug, reunited with Ken. Oh, they love her so, with long-time friends, and there are many of those. She's in heaven on high. God chose a rose. Below, and those seasons come and go. We miss her, Lord, so we still have our memories, and we the seed that she sowed. Know that she's in heaven. She's God's chosen rose. She's in heaven on white as her rug, reunited with Ken. Oh, they love her so, with long-time friends. There are many having hope. She's in heaven on high. God chose a rose, till I die. God chose a rose. Thank you so much, Roger. If you will, just let me. If you just I'm going to say one other thing. I probably should have said this when I opened up a while ago. When I come to the mic, sometimes my mind just does a flip, you know. I'm human, okay? But I hope those of you at home that are watching this on YouTube are enjoying the show here at Rivertown Bluegrass Society. Hope you enjoyed, and I want to thank Michael Davis for coming every month and filming our shows and keeping our archives alive for us, and we appreciate him so much. Coming all the way from Georgetown, Michael Davis does a fine job, and we appreciate him so very. That's right, he deserves a hand. He does a hand. He deserves a hand. He does a wonderful job, and we appreciate him so kindly for his efforts. He does a wonderful job bringing his equipment every month, and filming this show and running it live for on YouTube. We appreciate him so much. And I can't say enough about this band. I just can't say enough about these guys, Brother Mike as well. I appreciate them so much. I tell you, they are polished. They are polished, and they're not doing nothing but getting better, okay? But I don't know how much better they can get. They're already great. They're already great. We love them to death. Thank y'all.
All right, as Mr. Thomas earlier, I've heard him sing that song a lot of times. Always blesses my heart when I see it. I hope it did yours too. If that didn't bless your heart, there's something wrong with your blesser, I guess. You know, but anyway, just always just does a great job with that song. Stop out there and get one of his CDs. Don't cost you anything. If you'd like to contribute some money to Rivertown Bluegrass Society for it, you know, we greatly appreciate that. I'm gonna let Aynortowne Bluegrass sing one more, and then we're gonna take we're gonna got one last act coming up, and then we're gonna take a break and get something to eat, and then we're gonna come back for the Southern Gentleman. Okay, Aynortowne, one more.
All right, we had a little request to do this. We just going to do just a little piece of it because get slow. It's a fiddle tune called the Ashokan Farewell, and we're just going to do just a small piece of it here for the sake of time. But yep, there he is right there. I believe he asked for it about every time. It's good to see you here. It's good to see you here. But I hope you enjoy it. We'll do just a little piece of it here, and I hope I do it justice because it's pretty. Hope I remember how to play it. Y'all ready? No, that's too fast. Here, I'll start it. Y'all just jump in there with me.
That's one of the prettiest tunes I've ever heard. You know, I love that tune. And also, hey, we got one more act coming out. Mr. Dean Hudson's coming out. Come on out, Dean. Now, Dean, most of you recognize him as a bass player for the End of the Road Bluegrass Band, but he also plays the mandolin and sings very, very well, too. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dean Hudson.
I don't know about playing the mandolin, but I'll try. Roger was talking about, you mentioned about going up there to Kentucky looking around, and unfortunately he's going to be moving that way, I guess, before too long. And I know a bunch of you been here before and each month, but I mean, this guy just does an excellent job being the MC for Rivertown Bluegrass, and we're certainly going to miss him. So y'all give Roger Black a big hand.
Medium with a match or
medium well. That'll work. Do one before you call. Little Georgia Rose. Come and listen to my story that I know is true. A little rose that blew in Georgia, hair of gold and a heart so true. Way down on the Blue Ridge Mountain, way down where the tall pines grow, lives my sweetheart of the mountain. She's my little Georgia Rose. Her mother left her with another,
baby now, she is a lady. One her mother couldn't stand. Way down on the Blue Ridge Mountain, way down where the tall pines grow, lives my sweetheart of the mountains. She's my little Georgia Rose. Sing those songs together. Watch her do her little part. She smiled at me when I would tell her that she was my sweetheart. Way down on the Blue Ridge Mountain, way down where the tall pines grow, lives my sweetheart of the mountain. She's my little Georgia Rose. Yes, she's my little Georgia Rose.
Thank y'all.
The little gospel tune before he called Gonna Be Moving.
That's how you gonna do it. That's how you want to do it. We're gonna kick it straight down minor thing, dude.
Take it straight to the minor on just a little. Let it do.
Yeah, y'all ready? Uh-huh. I don't know if I'm ready.
This old world's no place for living. Not enough caring, not enough giving. Sometimes clouds of sin and sorrow hide the way. Was this life with stormy weather ain't gonna be my home forever. Gonna be moving one of these days. Gonna be moving away. Gonna be moving one of these days. When I leave this world behind me, troubles and cares are never gonna find me. Gonna be moving one of these days. There won't be any time for cry. No more sickness, no more dying. Joy waits me in that mansion far away. When I rest from all of my labor, Jesus will be my next door neighbor. Gonna be moving one of these days. Gonna be moving away. Gonna be moving one of these days. When I leave this world behind me, troubles and cares are never gonna find me. Gonna be moving one of these days. Gonna be moving one of these days. Thank you guys. Real privilege for me to be up here kicking with you guys.
All right, Mr. Dean Hudson. Hey, listen, we're going to take a little intermission here now. Whenever they're selling 50-50 raffle tickets and cake raffle tickets out here in the lobby and everything like that. So if you want a 50-50 raffle ticket, a cake raffle ticket, buy it out there all the way up until the break. We're going to keep selling tickets right up until we give them away. And just whenever we come back after the intermission. Over in the cafeteria, if you go out these doors over here and around the corner to the second set of double doors, you go in the cafeteria over there. Nancy Dylan and several others, Miss Peggy and Lorianne, and some of them are over there serving food, but they've got hot dogs and hamburgers and some other stuff back there, I think. But step out there and get you something to eat. Buy a 50-50 cake raffle ticket and a 50-50 ticket and a cake raffle ticket and everything. Help Rivertown Bluegrass survive. And while I'm thinking about it, Well, no, never mind. I'll talk to you about that later. Let's go ahead and take an intermission. We'll be back in just a little while.